Our top story tonight, a case that shocked the coastal empire for years, now closed. Elwyn Crocker Sr. pleading guilty this morning in Effingham County, admitting to the murders of his two children, Elwyn Jr. and Mary Crocker. Their bodies were found buried in the family's backyard in 2018, a discovery that sparked a years-long investigation into what prosecutors described as horrific abuse. Today's plea deal takes the death penalty off the table and guarantees that he will spend the rest of his life in prison. WSAV Sarah Smith was the only reporter inside the courtroom with a camera. She joins us now with what happened there today and the reaction from prosecutors.
Well, Ben, District Attorney Robert Busby says the decision to drop the death penalty wasn't easy, and he knew this would be difficult for the community to understand. He says this negotiated plea was the next best thing and keeps Elwyn Sr. from harming anyone else ever again.
Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Are you in fact guilty?
Yes, sir.
Video inside the courtroom exclusive to WSAV shows Elwyn Crocker Sr. entering a negotiated guilty plea for the abuse and murders of his son and daughter, Elwyn Jr. and Mary Crocker. The death penalty dropped. Elwyn Sr. sentenced to life in prison without parole. District Attorney Robert Busby says he's not satisfied, but this was the best option his office had due to the age of the case and witnesses passing away or disappearing.
This is certainly not justice, and frankly, based on the facts in this case, the death penalty would not have been justice.
One key witness, co-defendant Roy Prater, died earlier this year. Busby says Prater's passing would have left a major gap in testimony against Elwyn Sr. in a jury trial.
He spoke to law enforcement for hours and hours and hours. He incriminated co-defendants. He described what happened inside the house. His passing means all of that evidence that he was going to provide for us is now gone.
Busby provided a timeline of the abuse and murders. Elwyn Jr. was confined in a metal dog crate without food and water, subjected to mental and physical abuse until the child died in the fall of 2016. And Mary Crocker, also confined to a smaller dog crate without nourishment and sexually abused before her death in the fall of 2018. Both siblings' bodies placed in trash bags and buried in the family's property.
What these children went through, there is no punishment available under the law. That would be justice in this case.
Co-defendants Candace Crocker, Kimberly Wright, and Mark Wright entered guilty pleas related to the murders. The case, which has haunted this community, now officially closed.
It is a relief that it's over, but it's certainly mixed feelings. I was very driven to get the maximum sentence in this case, and it was disappointing that it ended up being life instead. But yeah, it is a relief.
There was a third child in the Crocker home when this abuse and the murders took place, according to the district attorney's office. James Crocker, who has cerebral palsy, can now avoid the possibility of testifying now that this case is not going to trial. Sarah Smith, WSAV News 3, on your side.
Sarah, thank you. New details tonight about a deadly police chase in Chatham County, including the identities of those involved and a long list of charges now filed. Authorities say that Quadrell Williams was behind the wheel of a Chevy Trailblazer and refused to stop for deputies, sparking a chase. A passenger in that vehicle, identified as James Brannon, was also taken into custody with charges still pending. Investigators say the pursuit ended just before 10 Thursday morning at the intersection of Capitol Street and Pennsylvania Avenue. Georgia State Patrol troopers say Williams ran a red light, slamming into a Nissan Juke. The impact killed both people inside that car, a passenger who was ejected at the scene and the driver, who was trapped and later died at a hospital. The crash remains under investigation. Meanwhile, police are looking for a suspect after a shooting yesterday at Savannah State University. It happened around 2:30 Sunday morning in the parking lot area of Bostic Hall, one of the student residence buildings. University police say the suspect is a man who was wearing all black clothing and was last seen running toward President's Gate. Several agencies are searching for the suspect. We'll keep you updated on air and online as we learn more about this. A would-be break-in on Fort Argyle Road in Chatham County ends with an arrest. Police say an armed man with a knives tried to get into a home and a car before officers tracked him down. Chatham County Police say Joshua Rowe is facing charges of criminal trespass and criminal damage to property. Police say he attempted to break into a home on Fort Argyle Road, but after failing, he left the scene. He was booked into the Chatham County Detention Center. Continuing coverage now on the wildfire burning in Brantley County. It has now grown to more than 22,000 acres. Hundreds of personnel are on scene as crews continue to battle the flames and support displaced residents who still cannot return to their homes. Many families are still picking up the pieces after days of fast-moving fire that destroyed more than 100 homes in the area so far. Some residents say they lost everything, while others are still waiting for word about whether their homes are even standing. Meanwhile, evacuees are finding refuge in hotels and local donation centers where volunteers are now helping others in need. For the latest on conditions on the ground and what crews are facing today, we go live to WSAV's Isley Herschel at the Brantley County Elections Office, which is now serving as a donation center.
Ben, because of some of the cooler temperatures we saw today and because of the rain we saw over the weekend, firefighters have been able to contain the fire to about 6%. Now take a look behind me. This is one of the many hubs of donations that people are getting from. They are giving out donations here and they are receiving them as well. Because people who've been displaced are still not able to get back into their homes at this time. For now, they're just working to survive.
Stuff like this on TV, watching the news, over in California and stuff like that. Never thought it would happen to us.
More homes destroyed in the past week due to the wildfires spreading through Brantley County. Ivy Driggers is one of many who lost his home.
We just lost our house and everything.
After sleeping in a tent for 4 days, he found himself at the Brantley County Elections Office, which is now being used as a donation center.
Finally come by here, they helped us out, and I've been here for the last 3, going 4 days here. They set me up with a room, me and my friend, and I've been coming every day to help them.
Now he's paying it forward by volunteering himself at the center.
Help people get the stuff to the car, help people get stuff out of the cars, do whatever I need. I ain't asked for nothing in return.
His work is going towards helping people like Hilda Bellinger.
I don't even know if I got a home standing.
She was forced to evacuate last week and is in a motel until she can go back to her property. Through all of this, she's choosing to stay positive.
If I lost everything I have, I'll start over again. I'm not going to give up.
As for Ivy, he's happy for the support he's getting and to give it back.
I feel great about it. I'm glad I'm able to. You know, it's better than sitting in a tent in the woods like I was for 4 days in the beginning.
Now, if you have any donations or if you need any, you can go to the local Red Cross here or to the Brantley County Family Connections, which is where I'm at right now. There are a few more roads that have been opened just in the past few minutes here that we've learned about. Those are all going to be on our website, WSAV.com. In Brantley County, Isley Herschel, WSAV News 3, on your side.
Isley, thank you. New numbers today from Memorial Health in Savannah, where doctors say they're seeing a rise in respiratory-related emergency room visits in the past week. WSAV's Dakaya Harris has those numbers as smoke from the wildfires continues to impact air quality.
Smoke from nearby wildfires has been drifting into our area for the past couple of days now, and doctors say they are seeing the effects.
Just in the last week, more than 400 people have gone to the Memorial Health emergency room with shortness of breath, cough, and other respiratory-related illnesses. This comes as wildfire smoke is contributing to lower air quality across the region. Memorial Health internal medicine physician Dr. Timothy Connolly says allergy season usually peaks in early April, and ER visits tend to drop, but right now, it's the opposite. The hospital is seeing patients with underlying chronic respiratory conditions like asthma, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and even those with heart failure.
So it's not healthy to inhale any type of smoke whatsoever, but this wildfire smoke is very dense. It's a lot of burning particulate organic matter that ends up in your lungs, and that can cause lasting and sometimes irreversible damage.
Doctors also remind people to limit outdoor activity when that air quality drops and to turn to indoor spaces like a gym or other indoor activities. Reporting here in Savannah, Nakaya Harris, WSAV News 3, on your side.
If you're interested in helping the victims of the fires, both in Brantley and Clinch counties, we have put up a link on our website. Just go to WSAV.com/wildfire donations. As we've seen with the fires in our area, a strong, well-equipped fire department can make all the difference. WSAV spoke with one local department that's now being recognized among the best in the country. The Statesboro Fire Department has earned a Class 1 rating from the Insurance Services Office, also known as ISO. The private organization rates fire protection across the country and provides that data to insurance companies. The upgrade from A Class 2 to the top tier rating could help lower some residents' insurance premiums, but Fire Chief Tim Graham says This achievement wasn't the result of just one change. It took years of work from the entire department.
We're always looking to improve and make sure that our operations are as efficient and effective as they possibly can. I wouldn't say there was any one significant thing or in particular thing that we've done. It really comes back to our people.
The new rating will go into effect later this year on September 1st.
Now, Time Saver Traffic, sponsored by Arrowhead Clinic, the accident doctors, where it pays to get well.
Well, this afternoon in our Time Saver Traffic Report, we haven't been dealing with many major issues, just extra volume at times causing some issues on the roadways. If you're heading down to Richmond Hill along US 17 from Savannah, taking 26 minutes right now, so overall not too bad. Same thing with your drive westward out toward Pooler. Now, tomorrow is going to be another mainly dry day other than a few passing showers, but we do have the opportunity for a few pockets of heavy rain Wednesday and into Thursday, and then again going into the weekend. A nice change is on the way, and we'll have the details on that coming up in just a few moments.